Alright guys, it's Mr. Malego here. We're going to do some gesture painting. We're going to be gesture painting some humans. I'm going to be doing it in watercolor. We're going to do it fast and fluid and do it so like if you want to do like a background or something, we could throw some humans in a background really quick. So we're going to start things off by using like a larger brush. You could use the brush that came with your set that I gave you. And we'll start out by like just putting in some big values. Remembering proportions. Maybe I'll have this guy be super happy. Let's bring that knee up. If you can get the proportions right, you can paint anyone really quickly out in the distance. So I'm kind of working it out into a blob. Think stick figure, but you're using a broad brush to do it. Remember, paintings are not done by line. Paintings are done in value, so like you have to throw on the color. Throw on the value. Let's go in here. And I'm going to go to a smaller brush. Now I'm going to put some finer details over top of them. Putting a lot of white here. I think I'm going to turn this into like Ryu from Street Fighter. Alright, let me clean my brush. So I'm throwing on just like blotted values here. It's not much of anything yet. Okay, just throw them really quickly on there. Let me clean my brush. I'm cleaning my brush as I go in between my colors. Black, you want to be very careful with black. It's not perfect, it's fine, it just leaves a little bit of character. We're gonna do like a bunch of these smaller ones together. And then we'll go from small to bigger and bigger and bigger until you're more comfortable with it. Alright, so the underside of his arm is gonna be darker. Just painting in a little bit of muscle. Let's grab a little gray, because remember there's going to be some dark areas in that kind of shirt of his. I'm gonna get like folds of the shirt. Am I worried about it looking perfect? No. No, I'm just throwing on values. That's it. Think of a character you wanna paint. You can do that with this. This is fun. All right, so that's it. Kind of really quick gesture. There we've got Ryu from Street Fighter. Let's try it with like another character really quick, another person. Let's see. I'm trying to think. All right, let's try like, I'm gonna go out on a whim here. Let's try Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so I'm gonna get the overall shape of what I'm doing. I'm working in very thin watercolor. Very thin watercolor. I need to mix a little bit here to try to get that orange. Just bear with me while I'm working on that. Okay. Now, in order to do this, you really need to know your proportions, which is why I taught you guys drawing first. Because if your proportions don't look right, your character's not going to look right. Ideally, you want to work dark to light. But these are really quick paintings. They're nothing fancy. And this is just to get you used to painting people. It can be really, really intimidating learning how to paint a person. So if you could just get the essence of like those values and colors at first. Oh, look at that. Got his little boots. What are we thinking? Super Saiyan Blue? Sure. Let's get his little blue shirt in there. I go to a part where I'm using a little bit more pigment than water. And look at that, I can get darker values of the color that I was using. Alright, so now I've got them all laid out. And so I want to think about where's my dark parts going to be. Alright, so here we go. A little too much pigment, need more water. We want to work kind of thin, and that is still too thick. There we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. Now, cool thing about watercolor is if you mess up, oh, it's still wet, you can just pull it up. Bada bing, it's fixed. Forgot to add a belt to our little friend here. Go, a little bit of water on the brush, coming over. Remember, have fun with it. It's not supposed to be a masterpiece. You're just learning how to really paint. And we're painting with values. So as long as you get like the average human proportions right, like what I've done here with like Goku and Ryu, it should be fine. You want to definitely have a difference in shadows. I want to be able to see, when you're doing this, I want to be able to see where, where are the dark areas, where are the light areas at. We're going to practice this a lot this week. So just be ready. Don't complain. Just be ready to paint. Have fun with it. I know I do. Yay, sparkles. Woo! So, give it a shot. What I want to see from you is I want you to think of 3 characters that you can do a quick gestural painting of, and then I want to see 5 of them on a sheet of paper, a sheet of watercolor paper, and then we'll do 5 male and then 5 female together. As long as your average proportions are right and you throw in the lights and darks, you can see it still looks like the character. That's the cool thing about gesture painting. You're just kind of throwing on globs. So, have fun with it. If you have any questions, let me know. And welcome to your first step in a much larger world.